Preacher Lawson is a comedian you may have seen on America's Got Talent and America's Got Talent Champions. First, we'd like to thank you here today, Preacher, for being here with us. Even though you could not be here with us at After Dark, we are so excited to host you virtually. We cannot thank you enough for doing this. Iowa State Student Union Board, along with After Dark, are so excited for today and have been looking forward to this for a while. We have an amazing group of student panelists here with us today. We do believe you have some comedy for us today, and then we'll go into asking some questions. Please welcome Preacher Lawson.
Hey, what up, people that I can't see at the moment? How you doing? All right, what's up, y'all? Thank y'all for having me. My name is Preacher Lawson. Nice to meet y'all. I'm gonna do some jokes. This is so quarantine. Am I okay? Cool. I seen the red, but I didn't know if I was muted or recording. But anyway, I just want to say thank you so much for having me and letting me perform inside my house. This is great, so I don't have to jump on any planes. It's definitely hot right now. I don't know what the weather like is in Iowa, right? Because that's where y'all at, Iowa. Where it is so hot here. It's so hot. I got a sunburn here, okay? And it's way funnier than what y'all just gave me because I'm black. Are you looking at me? I got a sunburn. I didn't know that it happened. My skin was peeling, and I was like, man, this Dollar Tree lotion done messed up my skin. And then this girl, she was like, nah, you got a sunburn. I was like, I'm black, I don't get sunburn. She's like, no, it's peeling. And I was like, well, I can touch it. That's how I know it's not a sunburn. Because you ever touch a white person with a sunburn? You don't even got to touch a white person. You can hover over and like, if black people wanted to take over the world, we would just take all the SPF and a sunscreen and start hugging white people. But black people don't know what SPF is, so we're just gonna whatever. But it's hot. It's really hot. Anyway, nice to meet y'all. My name is Preacher. That is my it's my name, because I was on America's Got Talent. If people know me from losing to a 12-year-old ventriloquist, that's what I'm most known for. And but yeah, man, people come to me, they say a lot of things. Sometimes people come to me, they're like, oh my gosh, man, you look way bigger on TV. That's what they tell me. It's like, all right, I'm sorry that you catfished yourself because I just walked on screen. You know what I mean? I'm not, if you're bigger than me, that's because you're a big person. All right. I'm sorry. And it's always like these super tall women or super short dudes that come to me after the show. They're like, man, you're so short. And it's like, oh, ma'am, you're 7'19". It ain't my fault. High five Jesus. Why don't you take 3 steps and go home, Longy? I don't even know what that means, but I just feel like it fit. Anyway, but yeah, people ask me, they'll ask me like, is Preacher my real name? They're like, is Preacher your real name? And it's like, that's my name. That's the name my mom gave me. So it's my name. And I'll tell people, they're like, what's your name? I'm like, Preacher. Then they'll not believe me, so they'll think of some other name. They're like, Richard? And I'm like, no. Clearly started with a P. It's Preacher. Preston? I'm black, man. My name isn't Preston. There's no such thing as a black Preston. And if there is one, there's one. And he's probably called Black Preston. That's how it works. I don't make the rules. All right. That's like a white dude named Jamal. All right. If you meet him, he's white Jamal. All right. Where's Jamal at? I don't know no Jamal. White Jamal. Oh yeah. I don't know. Starbucks or something. I don't know. So but that's not, Preacher's not a weird name. Like, I feel like I met some more weird names. Like, I met some kid named Thevin with a TH. That's weird. He's like, I'm Thevin. I was like, your mom got a lisp. Okay, there's no such thing as Thevin. It's either her fault or the doctor's fault. What's his name? Thevin. How many pounds he weigh? Thevin. You don't see the coincidence? You're like, that's so obvious. But yeah, Preacher's not a weird name, but I did grow up a little different. I was born in Portland, Oregon. I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee. I moved around a lot. I would go to a new school every year, right? Not every year, like every 3 or 4 months. I would go to like 4 different schools a year. And anytime I go to a new school, for some reason, I'm sure they stopped doing it at college. But when I was going to school, anytime I'm new, they're like, for some reason, they're like, I want to fight you for some reason, man. I don't know why, but you're new to this school. I want to, and I never got beat up. Because if you can beat me up, I'm just not going to fight you. So I got punked out a lot. Kids would be like, I'd knock you out. And I'm like, I agree. So how about we not do this? I remember this one dude named Rodney. He waited till the teacher left the class. And so he threw a book in my head, right? And these high school books are like 3 Bibles duct taped together. He took a cinder block and he threw it at the back of my head. And kids are kids, so they're not gonna be like, that's wrong. You shouldn't be throwing a book at someone's head. You shouldn't. They're not doing that. They're kids, so they were like, oh, snap. You threw a book at your head, right? So I had to be tough. I had to be hard. I'm like, who threw a book at my head? And then Rodney was like, I did it. And then I was like, since nobody wants to admit it, I'm gonna let it slide right now. But please don't do it again. And then Rodney was like, no, I said I did it. And I was like, word, do it again. Did it again, just like I requested. I was like, I tried to play it off. I was like, that's right. You know I like books thrown at my head. Better follow orders. And then, so he got in my face. And I was like, get out my face, Rodney. And he goes, oh, what? And I'm like, why is your voice so deep? No one else think that's weird? That this man sound like James Earl Jones? You delivered this on me. He sound like two daddies at the same time. It was weird. Anyway, so I was like, all right. I was like, get out my face. And he says, or what? And I was like, you don't want to find out or what, bruh? I'm tired of y'all trying to bully me. I'm done with this, man. Get out my face. Now I'm gonna give you to the count to 27. Get out my face. So you gonna find what happens. And I counted like 83. I just counted to the I'm not stupid, right? That was stupid. That's crazy right there. No, but I feel good. I drank some coffee earlier. I normally don't drink coffee, so when I did, I was like, oh snap, this works. I feel so energetic, so alert. Why don't I drink more coffee? And then my booty was like, this is why. I was not ready. You ever go to the bathroom thinking you only got to pee, and then you get there and your body like, nah, son, we got work to do. And I that bathroom. I couldn't breathe for 11 seconds. I lost brain cells. I was like, why is my arm in the toilet? It was so big. But I feel good now. I feel like I can breathe. Because I almost went into the wrong restroom, which everyone does this. Every woman in here has walked in the men's restroom and been like, when they put urinals inside the restroom, like, done that before. And every dude has walked in and been like, why is there a couch? Okay. You know what I mean? Like, women have couches. I think y'all taking the word restroom too literal. You're not supposed to rest there for real. Girl, I'm so tired. Where the bathroom at? I gotta sit down. How tired I get. How your day been? Just going in. Women got couches in, I mean, I know where you got a couch in the restroom for nursing, but that doesn't explain the chandelier. I don't need that. Random stuff. Women wear heels. Women wear heels the same reason they do the eyebrows. And that's for other women. It's not for men. If a man cares about your eyebrows, it's because he did your eyebrows. You understand? He don't like you. We don't care about your eyebrows, ladies, unless it's one eyebrow, then we care. That's the only time. We're like, why is this squirrel taking a nap on your forehead? That's the only time we notice that your eyebrows look like Anthony Davis and you got a headband on. But the only other time we don't say anything. I don't care. No, but yeah, man, it's just different. Like, you go to a men's restroom, as soon as you walk in a men's restroom, there's pee on the ground immediately. I don't know why. There's pee on the ground, cigarette buzz, a dead body. That's normal. You had a bad night. And then you do your thing, you know. They use the breath. There's always some old dude, right, Phyllis? Like, there's some old dude peeing like 3 feet from the toilet. It's like, what are you doing? Like, we all know you don't got that much horsepower, and you getting dust all over the floor. And it's like, I don't know. So anyway, so I'm a vegan. So yeah, man, my oldest brother's gay. We get mixed up a lot. And I told my middle brother I was vegan. He goes, oh, you too? I was like, that's not how it works. I just told you I don't eat meat. I'm the least gay in the family. But like, when I tell people I'm a vegan, they're immediately people like, oh, this guy. Like, this guy. But no, the reason I decided to be vegan is I decided I had way too many friends. And I was like, I got to pick. Everybody wants to hang out. I'm trying to be lonely. No, I'm joking. I seen some documentary. I found out cows don't have milk at all times. I thought cows have milk at all times. which is silly because cows are mammals. That's like thinking women have milk at all times. Like you just go to a Starbucks and you're like, hey, can I get a latte? They're like, sure. Would you like soy or Linda? Which one would you like? I got you. Linda! Get some milk, Linda! And Linda come back with a giant boob like, who didn't get almond milk? I don't know why she wants a boob like a machine gun. That is weird. I get that. Are these the cups right here? Let me know if you need some more Linda boob. But I don't like, because this is the thing about being a vegan, like people think I like animals. I don't really like animals like that. I feel like people like animals more than I do. I feel like people in general like dogs more than they like people. You know what I mean? I feel like people like dogs more than they like people. And because dogs are just adorable, they're just the greatest thing. Like people like dogs. This is how I know people like dogs more than like people. Because I can't do what a dog does to you. I can't just walk up to you like, hey, random stranger I never met before. Let me lick you in the face. That's what a dog does. That's all. A dog is like an adorable crackhead. That's all they are. Come on, man. Let me get one lick. Oh, what is it? How long you had that leg for? That's a nice looking leg. You never seen a leg. Come on, man. And that's all a dog is, man. Say hi to me. Snip my booty. Say hi. That's the whole. That's weird. I can't do that. You know what I mean? Like, why are you trying to get me? Dogs are super cool, man. I think they're really cool, man. So my 19th birthday, I'm really good at transitions. This is just so weird. I feel like I'm on my Instagram live right now, and I'm just telling y'all. But I want to tell you about this story. So my 19th birthday, right? Because I guess y'all are around. Y'all are like 19 years old, right? You're like 19. I feel like kid, right? Because you're in college. You said, huh? Oh, you can't talk? Y'all not talking something?
Give or take.
You're like, I don't want to ruin anything. All right. No, but yeah, man. My 19th. Well, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. So I didn't get my first kiss till I was 18 years old, right? And I was playing because my mom told me growing up as a kid, you can't have a girlfriend until you're 16. But you don't tell a guy that, because guys gotta approach a woman and get rejected. Women do the rejections. They're like, no, 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 yes, no, no, no. But a guy has to be like, hey, no, okay, hey, so I didn't know how to talk to women because my mom told me I couldn't have a girl until I was 16. And I'm so stupid, I listened to her. Like I would be 15 years old and a girl would approach me and I'm like, next year. So it wouldn't be like, all right, I'll be here. So I didn't get my first kiss till I was 18 years old playing Truth or Dare. So it wasn't even like a girl was like, I like you. They was like, I dare you, Monica, to kiss Preacher. And then she was like, and I quit. And I'm like, hold up. I just got dared to suck his toe. I didn't know we can quit. We don't have to do it. So what made me mad is like, I know I was a weird looking 18-year-old, but she was weird looking too. We could be a weird looking couple, man. That's adorable. All right. And you don't know how to do math. 2 negatives make a positive. You know how fine our baby would be? That's science, So, but whatever. So I got my first kiss when I was 18 and yeah, man, I caught up. But listen, me and my ex broke up and my ex is great. I think my ex is an incredible human being. I think all my exes are great. All my exes are beautiful. They're super smart. All my exes are funny. I wouldn't be talking to them. But sometimes it just doesn't work out. I think that anytime you break up with somebody, someone always thinks that there's some negative thing that happened. Like, I don't know, you got to hate each other. And it's like, that's really not the case. Sometimes you get 2 puzzle pieces that don't fit the same picture. It doesn't mean anything's wrong with that puzzle piece. I think she's great. I think she's great. I'm not gonna trash my ex. I feel like anyone that trashes their ex, it shows more of their character than it does their exes. I wish her the best. Hope she finds some dude that makes her smile every single day, and when he makes her cry, it's from laugh too hard. That's honestly what I hope he's funnier than me, and I say that because I know that's not gonna happen. Get out of here, man! Messed up. Man, you messed up. She should have never caught me cheating because we were doing great, and then she gonna mess around. I'm joking. We're good. We're good. I had to block her. I was like, you are not responding to my messages. So I had to block her for my self-esteem. And no, she's cool. I do think the next guy that meets my ex is going to be like, what idiot let her go, right? And then they'll find out in 2 weeks because you're crazy. You're a person. This is why I don't like when I call when someone's called crazy. They're immediately like, "I'm not crazy." It's like you can still be a good person and crazy. Okay, there's plenty of crazy, genius, good people out there. You know, so I don't know. I think it's all right. All right, so sorry, I know I was talking about something else, but I got ADHD. A, B, C, D, E. So I'll be talking about something, and I'll be like, squirrel. Anyway, so my 19th birthday, that's what I was going for. My 19th birthday, which was 10 years ago. I'm 29. Man, it happened fast. You guys need to enjoy where you're at, because it goes. Anyway, can't believe that. Anyway, so 29, okay, 19 years old. My 2 people remember my birthday. And you got to cut me off, by the way, because I have no idea where my time is at. I haven't been on stage since March 14th. All right, so I don't know my time. If I'm going over, you just give me like a wave or something. Anyway, so my 19th birthday, 2 people remember. It was my mom and my brother, right? My mom remembered my birthday. She gave me a $100 Applebee's gift card, and she left me 11 on it. And then my brother, he was like, "I'm gonna take you out to eat," and I was like, "Word?" He said, "I got you, man. I heard mom gave you Applebee's gift card." And I'm like, "You want me to take you out for my birthday, bro?" And I was angry. And when you're angry and you're driving, what do? You speed, right? Sorry, I can't talk. So we speed. So I was speeding. I get pulled over on my birthday. On my birthday, I get pulled over, and I'm mad. My brother's in the car, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm getting pulled over. Everybody forgot my birthday. Cop walks into the car. It's a black cop. And so I'm like, yeah! Not because I'm like, oh, white cops are evil. But let's be honest, white people. When you get pulled over, you're not like, I hope it's a black cop that pulled me over. No, I was hoping to get a discount. So he walks into the car and he goes, "Hey, man, you know how fast you were going?" And I had an attitude. I was already mad. And I was like, "Man, I don't know how fast I was going." And he's like, "Get out the car." And when he says, "Get out the car," on the inside, I was like, "I don't want to get out the car." Outside, my brother's there, so I'm trying to act hard. I'm like, "Man, I'll get out the car. It don't matter to me." You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? What do you want me to get out the car? He's like, "Let me see your license." And I panicked and I pulled the Applebee's gift card out. I thought it was my license. And he's like, "Are you trying to bribe me?" And he starts putting me in cuffs. And I'm like, "Oh, okay. You think it's the first time I've been in cuffs?" Okay, it's the first time ever. I was like, "Oh my God, these are so cold." And then as he was putting me in cuffs, he was like, "What's up with your attitude?" Right? And I said, "I don't got no attitude," but I said it like that. So he starts to put me in the back of the cop car, and on the inside, I'm like, "But it's my birthday!" On the outside, I'm like, "But it's my birthday!" Right? And I'm feeling myself. But not a full amount, right? Just a little bit, like right before you cut it off, like, "Ooh, that was almost unstoppable." And so it's right there. And then I get in the cop car, and it was real small, by the way, super small. And then he's in the front, and he's like, "Hey, man," except he's not driving. So he's like, "Hey, man, what's up with your attitude?" And I was like, "It's my birthday. Everybody forgot it's my birthday." And he was like, "It's your birthday?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "All right, get out of here." And I was like, "For real?" He was like, "Yeah, get out. You can go." And I was like, "But you got to uncuff me." So, and then he goes, "Oh, yeah, my bad. All right, hold on." He lets me out the car, and he uncuffs me. He's like, "Hey, man, happy birthday. Stop having the attitude, whatever." And I was like, "Yeah, man, all right." And so I was like, "Thank you so much." And as I walk back to the car, I do that spin move. You know what I'm saying? That spin move right before, you wipe all the tears before your brother sees you crying. And so I did that, and then I get in the car, and my brother's like, "I already seen you crying." And then I was like, "I don't care. It's my birthday. I cry if I want to." He pulls up next to me, and he goes, "Hey, man, happy birthday." And then he pulls off. And I'm like, "Man, this dude just stole my Applebee's gift card. And birthday. That was my only gift." Man, I don't think he meant to, but there's only $11 on it. But I feel bad for him. You know what I mean? My brother, man, my brother's cool, man. I love my brother. He's a great dude. He's just kind of, he's just kind of stupid sometimes. But I love him. I think he's kind of, one time he called me up crying about mom. He was like, man, I'm so tired of mom, man, giving me chores, telling me what time to come in the house and run away. I'm like, you can't run away, Justin. He's like, why? I'm like, cuz, like, he's 29. You know what I mean? Like, you just, come on, bro. That was, this is last year. Okay, like you can't move out. Oh, he does move out because I hate sharing a room with him. It's really annoying. He always sleeping naked. I wouldn't even care if my brother slept naked if we had separate beds, but he always on my side of the race car bed, and I'm like, come on. You know what's crazy? I really have a race car bed, and I don't need y'all judging me. My mom got me a race car bed in high school. She literally did that. She's like, what do you want for your birthday? I was like, I don't care. Surprise me. She was like, surprise. I was like, oh, snap. This is stupid. You got me a race car bed in high school. Who the heck buys a 21-year-old a race car bed? That's so dumb. Like, because I couldn't even bring over my friends or family. They make fun of me. Hey, preacher, how fast can you go to sleep? Like, shut up. No, I pee in the bed a lot. I used to pee in bed a lot, but I don't pee in the bed anymore. All right? I'm a grown man. All right? I do not do that. I don't know where I'm at. Where am I at right now? Just talking. How much time am I talking? Hello?
Yeah, we're pretty good.
Oh, we're good. Okay, cool. What's pretty good mean? I don't know what that means. You said what?
You can move on to questions if you'd like.
Oh, okay, let's just do some questions, man.
Yeah.
But hey, thank you so much for letting me, you know what I mean?
Woo.
Hey. Thank you so much for that amazing comedy, Preacher. So next
Thanks,
up,
Preacher.
we have some Q&A questions just about like your career, America's Got Talent, and just where you are now. So to start off, we were just wondering how exactly did you get up and to get into stand-up comedy, and is there like a specific person or like a show that influenced your career?
What made me get into stand-up comedy was, I mean, I've always been a huge fan of Comic View. You know, I love the Comedy Central Presents. I thought that was pretty cool. But I like sitcoms. So I used to watch Jamie Foxx show, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Martin, Seinfeld, Full House. I love sitcoms. You know, 90s, that's when all the sitcoms were like popping. So Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is my favorite sitcom. Every sitcom usually stars a comedian except that one. But I was like, if I got to do stand-up to be on a sitcom, that's what I'm doing. And I just did it. And I was like, ooh, I love this feeling. I like it. So that's what got me into stand-up.
Cool. So what was your first stand-up show like then?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think my first stand-up show, it was me in the living room with a microphone. It's so bad. Just me in the living room doing pretty much this Zoom. So it was just me in the living room doing whatever. But like the first time I was on stage, I was 17. It was 2 weeks before I turned 18. And then I remember I was so scared to get on stage that when they called my name, that they just moved to the next person. My mom was in the back, and they was like, Preacher Lawson? Is he not here? All right, okay, we'll just move on. And then my mom was in the back, no, he right here! And I was like, all right, Mom, you ain't gonna waste my gas money, get on stage. And I was like, okay, well, this is gonna go great after you just yelled at your son before he goes on stage. And so I went on stage, and it was at the University of Memphis, and it was for the students, but I just happened to hang around there a lot. And then, it went really bad. Because, you're new. Anytime you're new, something's pretty trash. And so I just went up, and I remember my first joke. I'm like, I'm turning 18 in 2 weeks, and they started cheering. I'm like, don't cheer. That means my mom can legally kick me out. Okay, so that's not a good. And then they got the same amount of laughs, and it was just like, yeah. I remember I was still able to scream like a girl, like really, really high. And then it was funny because my voice still sounded like this. So that's how I got my first laugh. I remember screaming, but in a joke. But yeah, so I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So next one
They sent me these questions prior. They were like, here, and I was like, I don't want to see it. I'll be fine. That's, you know what I mean? I'll freestyle the answers, like a regular answer. Anyway.
So as your career started to grow, what exactly made you want to go on America's Got Talent, and how long had you been doing stand-up when you auditioned?
I was on. You know, it's funny because anytime a lot of people think that I just started when I went on America's Got Talent. They're like, think that was my first time. I was doing stand-up for 8 years. I even said on the show, I've been doing stand-up for 8 years prior to getting on America's Got Talent. And I was trying a bunch of stuff. I was trying, people like, what made you, try to go on America's Got Talent? It's like, because this is what I knew would happen. Like it just helps proliferate and grow your career. So I tried to go on America's Got Talent in 2013. And then I just didn't make it far. I didn't make it past the producers. They were just like, oh, great job. You can leave immediately. And then I just decided to audition 3 years later. And then it worked out, which is perfect timing. Because if I would have made it to the live show, not the live shows, but the auditions on in 2013, I wouldn't have much material to go further. So, because even the season I was on, I was still running out of material because they were like for instance, like there's comedians I've seen on there that are amazing. I mean, amazing. But it's like it's network TV, so they can't be themselves, fully themselves, because it's like they gotta, you got kids watching, and then you can't just say, you gotta be cleaner, you know what I mean? So it would take a lot, like the jokes have to be a little bit kind of come down. Like when you singing a song, you could just sing a song and replace a word or something. Like it's all about the voice. But like jokes really, really, they stand on words. So I don't know what I'm talking about. I was saying, do you get what I'm saying? I feel like I ventured off into talking about something else. But what I'm saying is that it's just I was running out of material. It's just certain jokes you can't do. Like if I came up with 10 jokes, I'm like, hey, these are my 10 jokes or whatever. Then the network's like, well, we only like 4 of them, so you have 6 jokes, So that's what I mean. But yeah.
Okay, so then, so as you talked a bit about the audition process of going on America's Got Talent, so were you ever nervous during the process, or was there a specific judge that you were nervous for?
While I'm standing up, sit down real quick. Let me sit down. All right. Was there a specific judge I was nervous for?
Yeah.
I think probably Simon, but I wasn't like, I think I was nervous about the whole process. I'm sitting in this beanbag chair. What's up? So I think Simon's the most, famous. I mean, it's his show. So right. I think everybody's nervous with Simon's, but I think I was just nervous for the whole entire show. Yeah. I think it was weird seeing Heidi and Mel B and Howie and Tyra Banks. I think that was the weirdest. Tyra Banks. I was like, I'm in love with you, right? Like, I didn't want to say that because I was like, she's definitely going to be weirded out. But she probably wouldn't, because, I mean, there's got to be multiple guys that just be like, I love you, so I'm sure she's going to be like, oh, this is Tuesday, So, but I was like, I remember being on the show and she was hosting it, and I was like, maybe I can convince her to marry me. Maybe there's a chance. Maybe. I love Tyra. My mom used to watch America's Next Top Model. I used to think like I didn't like it. Oh, here we gotta watch this again? Oh no. Hey mom, we gotta watch Pass the Popcorn. Like I was into that show. Why she get eliminated? I was in that show, I'd be mad. I remember that one scene where Tyra Banks was mad at the girl that they thought was like her, and she was like, I fought for you. that whole scene. I remember watching it live. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I guess she did. You got Tyra mad. Tyra never do this. Tyra's doing this to you. Oh man. But yeah, I remember that. So
yeah. Even though you were nervous to be on the show and you said you had run out of some of your jokes, what made you want to go back and go to the Champions season?
Oh, well, it was like, I was only nervous before I performed. So as soon as I got on stage, I was like, okay, this is normal, but I was only nervous before I got on stage. As soon as I got on stage, I was good. And as far as me, like, running out of material, it's like I had jokes, but they just weren't as funny.
Right.
So it's like so when I went back, it was a year, and it was the first time I went on the road where I was headlining. So I just went, I had so many more I had so many more jokes because I just had so much time to practice in front of all these different audiences. And I was on the road every single weekend. So when you're doing, pretty much 6 hours a week, you're gonna think of a few more jokes. So and before I wasn't putting in that much. I didn't get that much stage time. It was more like 3 minutes on stage here or there in LA. But.
So then you did America's Got Talent, The Champions, but then you also did Britain's Got Talent, The Champions. So how did those two experiences differ? And was there certain humor that you found worked with American humor that differed from UK humor? Was there any trouble with
So
that?
different. It's so different. First off, the UK laughs differently. Like Americans laugh. And in the UK, it's like, it's like, yo, man, it's like they just laugh so fast. And it's like, it's just, if you even watch on YouTube, just go and look up a comedian in the UK and then watch them on YouTube. They laugh fast. They're like, next joke. Next, like when you see, like Americans be dying laughing. If you get an all black audience, like there's gonna be people on the ground rolling, somebody getting slapped, like people, you know what I mean? So it's cultures are different as far as like laughter. But like, I remember this one joke I was doing about high school, and they didn't know what I was talking about because they call it secondary or secondary. I think it's second. They call it secondary. But I noticed it was a lot's different. I mean, I think my accent made me funnier to them the same way their accent makes them funnier to me. You know what I mean? Because it's like, oh, that's different. Like there's different accents. So, but it was a different experience. I think AGT, America's Got Talent, I mean, is just Americanized. So they're so much bigger. Everything in America is huge. And then Britain's Got Talent, it's like, it's nice, but it's like they kind of do necessity. It's weird. Like they do like a good job of like minimalization. And then AGT's like, we're gonna go over the top. We're gonna have fireworks. Like if if I was doing stand-up on Britain's Got Talent, they would have a stage. In AGT, they would have like a helicopter flying me down with the rope. I would land in like, I don't know, 18 people's arms, and then they would carry me to the stage, and then they would disappear, and I would do my show. Like it's just so much more on America's Got Talent than is Britain. But that's just American people. We're just extra.
So through everything you've done in your career, what would you say is the most memorable moment?
The most memorable moment of my career? I don't know. I just think the most memorable moment, I think me, I mean, it's so many. I don't know. It's so many because when I did a competition called Funniest Comedian in Florida in 2015. It was the year before. I went. 2 years before I went. A year before I moved to LA, and 2 years before I got on America's Got Talent, and I won that competition. And then that was like me realizing, I was like, oh, no one can ever say I'm not funny. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not saying that no one could ever not laugh at me. Plenty of people gonna not laugh at me, but like you ever see a meme and you're like dying laughing off that meme, and then you show somebody that meme and they're not laughing, and you're like, what? How are you not laughing at? I was crying, like. So I think as far as that, like you always doubt yourself, and then in 2015 I was like, oh well, someone just doesn't think I'm funny. They just don't think I'm funny, but I still think I'm funny. So so I think that was a good moment for me. And then the 2016 that was like it's just, I feel like there's always a moment. When I first got on America's Got Talent, that was a moment. When I filmed my special, that was a good moment. I mean, when I got my first got on my first sitcom, that was, I don't know, it's just always, I just feel like with anything, the finish line's always moving, So I don't like to say that one moment in specific was my favorite moment, because it's already happened.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know that makes sense.
So then after your career started to take off, do you remember the first time, or like how was the first time you were recognized in public, and was that weird for you, or how did you enjoy that?
It was so weird. It was so, I mean, I used to get, when I was on the show, I would get an Amazon package and then I would have a writing on it like, hey, I don't know if this is the preacher from America's Got Talent, but I just want to let you know I'm a huge fan and I hope you do well. And I was like, man, that was so cool. Like, I mean, I think I would have freaked anyone else out. Like, you know where I live, you know, like, but I was like, they know where I live. Like, I was just, I thought it was so cool. I thought they was like, I don't know, I just thought it was really, I love being recognized. I love taking pictures. I love talking to people about. I mean, you know, I mean when it comes a little repetitive when they're like, "How's Simon?" I was like, you know, I don't hang out with him, right? Like, you know, he's just doing his job. But the first time I got recognized, I don't even remember. I remember when I first started getting recognized, but I remember when I first started getting recognized because people would. I would be at the store, and people would just be looking at me, and then as soon as I make eye contact, they would like look away. And it's like, did I just catch you looking at me? Then I'll go on my Twitter and I'll be tagged like, hey, was this you? And I'm like, yeah, it was me. When did you get that picture? You know, like, but yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. You did just mention it, but back in 2019, you got your comedy special on the BET Plus channel. What was that experience like for you?
That was great. The experience of me filming my special.
Yeah.
Okay, it was pretty like surreal. I mean, it was pretty crazy. I had my family out there, and I was I don't know. It was pretty. I don't know. It was like one of the greatest experiences ever. Like I had been doing stand up for years, you know. So for 10 years, and then I finally got to record my special. It's a dream come true, and then I'm happy with it. You know, I think the next one's gonna be better. You know, I think it I'll always get better. You know, but I got the first one out the way, and I'm like, cool, ready for this next one. But I'm really proud of what it became and how it was shot, and I'm just really proud, and I'm thankful BET Plus was wanted to take it on, and it's gonna drop on Amazon next month. I'm excited about that, so I'm really excited.
Yeah.
You talked a bit before about being in a sitcom, and you were talking about how that was a dream of yours. So it was recently announced that you're going to be in a sitcom called Connecting. Is there anything that you're able to tell us about that coming up?
I think it's a great show that is going to do really well. I think it's about the pandemic. Like I remember when I was auditioning for that show, I was like kind of turned off by it because I was like, I don't want to talk about the pandemic anymore. I want to be away. I wanted to get away. Like I was like, I don't want to be around the pandemic, and I just don't want to hear about the pandemic. And I was like, but it's just this is life, right? So I think that's why the show is going to do so well, because it has everyone in that show. It has couples. It has single people situations where you hitting up your ex because you're like, hey, during this pandemic is when I realized all this. It just has everybody in every situation. So I think that and it's so funny, and I just think it's just a great show. I think what make people laugh and people feel comfortable is relatability, right? So when like you're like, oh, I do that, so it's just, I think that's what the show is going to thrive so well, because a lot of people can watch it and relate to it. So loneliness or just a lot. So it's really cool. I don't know. I don't know what I can tell you, but
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And then on your social media, through a lot of quarantine and things like that, you seem to stay pretty active with working out. How did you get like the motivation to do that? I guess definitely something that a lot of people did during quarantine.
Yeah, a lot of people are like trying to get because I think now's the time. Like quarantine, like people are like, as soon as quarantine's over, I'm gonna do this. It's like, no, you got to do it right now, because this is the perfect time to do it. This is like the perfect time. Everything's paused. You can't do anything. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not like it's just like I said before, the finish line is always moving. Like you're not gonna be. People have this idea like if I get here, then I'll be happy, or if I get to this point, I'll be good. And it's like you have to find a way to be happy right now, or content at this moment, because when you get there, it's like an Amazon package. You know what I mean? Like you order an Amazon package. I'm hyped for this Amazon package. It comes to your door. Oh, snap. You open it. This is the greatest thing for 11 seconds. And then it's over, you know? So it's like, that's the same thing. So working out is that's but that's the life for me. Like, I don't feel, I have to be motivated to work out. I think motivation is it's the devil, man. It should be, because motivation doesn't last. So you have to make it a routine. So working out for me is like eating, you know? So I'm like, it makes me feel better, not only physically. People always think about the physical. I mean, I like to be like, hey guys, I worked out, take some pictures and put it online. But mentally, I just feel better. I feel in a better space. So, and then it's hard to be funny right now. So I'm just like, a lot of my energy is transferred over to like working out or training, and I just treat working out and training as like, it's just routine I do, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know if that answers your question, but I don't know if I'm answering you. Look, you got to cut me off, because I'll be talking. You be like, what's your sign? This is the thing about oranges and apples. One of them, you know, like, so I'll just keep going. And you be like, I didn't even ask you that. So, but yeah.
So throughout your career, you've gotten to travel across the country doing like various comedy shows at various places. So where would you say was your favorite place, or was there like a more unique show that you did throughout your career?
You know what's crazy is like, I've been asked that question, what's your favorite? And I really I don't know, because I just love so many places. Like I got my first standing ovation in the middle of a show in Portland, Oregon. You know, I love Denver, Colorado. I love Florida. I love Atlanta. I mean, I love it's just too many places. It's just too many places I've been to where I just like them. I like all of them. Rochester, New York. Yeah, I just like, I don't know. I just like I like having fun, you know? So, I can tell you places I hate. You want to hear that? I've been to all those places.
Yeah. So you were talking about like making up your jokes. Is there a certain process that you go through when you're developing your stand-up jokes?
Yeah, I'll like think of an idea, and then I'll ask my brother or a comedian friend about it, and then I'll be out and about at like maybe a store or something, and then I'll try the joke out on a random person. I don't tell them I'm doing the joke. I just start talking to them. Like if I have a joke about like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what like I'll go, I don't know, I'll just start talking to people. Like I'll start talking to people. Like a joke I was working on about how, actually I forgot it. It's about my ex not breaking up. I said me and my ex broke up about a year ago, I think. About a year, 2 months, 4 days, 8 hours. I don't even fully remember, right? So that's something like I developed, like just being in like an Uber. Just like trying to, especially now because I can't go on stage. But normally what I would do is I would think of the bit, maybe run it by my brother, and then I would go on stage, and then I would try to figure it out on stage. But now I just kind of like, I just talk to random people, and then I run my bits through them. You know, so.
So are there any like topics that inspire you when you're like blocked of thinking for material, like anything that you grab inspiration from?
Any topics that I grab it when I have writer's block?
Yeah, exactly.
When I have writer's block, I just go and do something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I when I work a lot, so I get in the habit of just being in work mode, and then if I feel like, oh, I'm blocked, I'll just do something I normally wouldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe I'll go on Groupon and see like a bunch of like, I don't know, discounts to go skydiving or was it paintballing or just some random, and then I'll figure out something to do, and then when you do it, you have new experiences, you have new things to talk about, and it's just like, yeah. Or I'll just relax, or I'll just watch some, you know what I mean? I'll just chill, be lazy or something like that. Because obviously, if I'm not able to think of something, it's like I'm working too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I just relax.
Yeah. And then if you were able to choose any comedian to do a show with, who would you choose and why?
Any comedian to do a show with.
Or even guest star on a sitcom, because I know you talked a lot about sitcoms.
Oh man, this answer's gonna be boring. I mean, I don't really, I would like, there's no specific comedian where I would like, man, I would love to do a show with this person. I would love to do a show with like all of them.
Yeah.
Everyone that's on your wall right now. Marlon, yeah, Kevin Hart. I would like to do all shows and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would like to do it with all of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So has there ever been a time when you blanked on stage, and like what kind of things do you do to recover from that?
Oh yeah. Almost every time. It's almost every time where I like forget that happens a lot. It happened today. It happened today. And I was like, yeah, man. I was like, what am I talking about? And then I couldn't remember what I was talking about. So I started like, because I haven't been on stage, so I haven't been like, it's just weird. But yeah, I forget stuff all the time. But the way I do it is I'll like have a way to recover. Like I'll say something like when I said I got ADHD, ABCDE, or I got HGTV, or I'll just say something silly, and I just point it out, and it just like that saves you a lot of embarrassment. Like if you do something embarrassing and then you say something you did it before someone else points it out, like if you fail and you're like, did you see that? No one could be like, did you see the if you make fun of yourself first, it's like, how Eminem, if you Eminem yourself, then it's like, what are they gonna do? So yeah, I forget what I'm saying a lot, but I just kind of like I just keep talking.
Yeah.
I'll just keep talking, like if I'm talking about something I'll forget. I'll like, if I do it on stage, I think I just have enough material where I can just fall back on something else.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll forget, but I'll eventually talk long enough where I'll be like, oh, that's a joke.
Supposed to laugh.
Yeah. So I'll just do that.
Yeah, so as your career started to take off, what would you say was the first thing you did or the first big purchase that you were able to make?
Man, okay. I bought all my family vehicles. So I bought both my brothers a car, I got my mom a car, I got my ex-girlfriend a vehicle. But I would say all those were good, like financially, very smart choices. Not like I was like, here's a Bentley for you. You could have a plane. You want a ship? Like I wasn't doing that. It was A to B cars. And my mom, I got her a super nice car. And my ex, I got a motorcycle. It was like a year old. It was brand new. It was nice. And but I think my first big purchase, I bought a Tesla. So that was pretty cool. It was a dream car. I like the way it looks, and self-driving. You know what I mean? Like it's like people think they. I mean, it's expensive. I mean, it was expensive. It was cool, but I mean, I had an A to B car. I had a Hyundai, about a 2019 Hyundai, and I was in the call with Brian Joseph. All right, he's a violinist on America's Got Talent, and I was hanging out with him. He was just in this super nice car, and I was like, I got a 2019 Hyundai Elantra, and this man got his BMW. I was mad. So it was like the next day, I got a Tesla. I was like, I know I make more money than you. Like, I was like mad that I was in his nice car, and then I was like, I gotta upgrade so I can floss on him. And then, and then I got a Tesla, but it's a great choice because, it goes a million miles, right? Yeah. I was about to start singing that song, just to see. No, but so it goes a million miles, and it's like it's a pretty much essentially a phone. Like you don't have to you just have to fix the tires. You have a little bit of maintenance, whatever, but it's not like you got an oil change or you got a coolant or there's no the engine. You know what I mean? So it's a computer. So it's a really good investment. So in the long, I'm not paying to charge it. So it's like I just plan on keeping it for a long time. But that was my first big purchase. That, and then I got like a couple other stuff. But
yeah. So you're talking about being close with your family. How much would you say that had an influence on you, like just in general, or your comedy career, any type of thing like that?
I think that my mom still has an influence on me. I don't say anything on stage or on the internet that I wouldn't say to my mom, right? So I need to fix that because I'm a grown man now. So, but I think it has a huge influence because I've always never want to be disrespectful to my mom, and so I know she doesn't like certain things, so I just stay away from it. But my brother Justin, he's like the funniest dude ever. He's a funny one in the family. I just hate it. You know what I mean? And then my whole family, my other brother Joshua, my sister Janicia, they're like, we're silly people, but that's half my material is my family. So
yeah. Family's always important.
It's super important. Not always important. I don't know about that. There's some family members I don't like. I feel like everybody, like, I mean, everybody has a family member. They're like, man, I do not, you know what I mean? It's like, you're lucky you're my something, my cousin or my brother or my sister. You're lucky, you know what I mean? So, because my closest family members aren't even blood, you know? So it's like, when you love somebody and like, we're not even anything related, but you're my brother.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah.
Well, the last question that we have for you is we just wanted to ask if you had one piece of advice for not just stand-up comedians, but college students in general.
Okay. I would say my one piece of advice is, one of my favorite quotes of all time, is, I have two. Never do tomorrow what you can do today, right? So I think that you'll save yourself a lot of trouble if you just do whatever immediately. Also, if you're depressed, you're thinking of the past. If you're anxious, you're thinking of the future. And if you're happy, you're in the moment, right? That's one of my favorite, because you can actually feel that in real time. Like if you're feeling like anxious and you're like, oh, I can't stop thinking. It's like it hasn't happened yet. If you're sad, it's like, hey, guess what? Already happened. It's like you have to find a way to be happy in the moment. I would say just like, just work hard. You work hard. I know it sounds like corny, but it's like you literally can do whatever you want to do. I figured that out just from being on TV. I'm like, oh, I feel like I can do whatever. Like I feel like I can do whatever, man. And I feel like most people have the opportunity to do whatever. One of my favorite books of all time is Atomic Habits. It's a book by James Clear, and he just breaks it down, and they'll talk about how people, like, because there's people that all the time that, like, they always talk about motivation and like how you stay motivated, and and how do you do this and that, and like and you have all these motivational speakers like, you gotta want it and you gotta do this, and it's like everybody wants it, right? Everybody wants to be successful, but everybody doesn't know the roadmap and how to not be distracted, because most people are just distracted, with certain things. So you just got to figure out a way to not be distracted. And I would say the best way to not be distracted is before you go to sleep, you write down all your goals and everything you want to do. And then when you wake up, you don't touch your phone. Don't touch your phone. It's too negative. Don't touch your phone for the first hour. Like, get you some stretching in, meditation, prayer, whatever. And then you should, take the list you wrote the night before and then allocate it in the time frame of increments of like 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Like, this is what I want to do, this and this and this and that. And then you just do it. And then at night, you relax, have fun to have fun. So work hard, but also have fun. Like, you shouldn't be working hard to the point where you're not. You should always have time for friends and family and all that stuff. Sorry for this extra long-winded answer. All right. But yeah, so that's my only advice, is have fun and work hard. You can do both.
Yeah, that's so awesome, so relatable to us as students, I would say. We just wanted to say thank you for joining us. Those were all the questions that we had. We were really happy to talk with you, even if it was virtually. We were happy to be with you, and best of luck on your new TV show. We'll be looking out for it.
Thank you so much for having me, and I appreciate the love, and I can't wait for you to watch this TV show. It's going to be great. I appreciate your time, and I hope you enjoy the questions.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thanks, Preacher.
Thank you so much, man. Nice to meet you. Have a good one. All right.